Hey guys, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we have my December book haul and an Owlcrate unboxing. So this is for the December Owlcrate, which ended up coming in late for me this month. It was supposed to come in like Christmas Eve, and it came in a couple days later than that, which is just a USPS problem. It's not a big deal, but a lot of people have already unboxed Owlcrate on their channel, so I'm gonna actually leave that to the end because I actually have some Christmas presents here that my friends on BookTube have sent to me, and I think I want to go through those first. So we will do presents, then we will do books about myself, and then we will do Owlcrate. I will leave the timestamp for Owlcrate below, so you guys can jump to that if you would like. So I'm just going to be starting to pick these off of the cart I have them on. They are in no particular order. This is just sort of how they ended up. The first ones that I have here are going to be from Kristen from Red Wine. I will leave all of the channels linked down below as well, because like I said, all of these presents are from BookTube friends, so they all have channels. Definitely go check them out. I absolutely love her, and she sent me a generous, well, 2 books for me, 1 book for Presley. So some of these people also were very, very generous and sent books for Presley as well. But so she sent him Darth, Vader, and Friends, which is just a really cute collection of almost like little comic-y picture things. He loves looking through this, so great pick. And then the first book that she sent me was Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This I actually mentioned in my like top 10 books from my bookish wish list that I wanted. Mostly because of this gorgeous new cover. I never read this series, even though it seems to be a BookTube favorite. An older BookTube favorite, but still a BookTube favorite. And so once these new covers were released, I knew I had to have them. And she sent me the first one. I am so, so grateful. I really don't know a ton about it, and I don't want to look too closely into it, but it is a YA fantasy series that is well beloved, and yes, I'm so happy to have this, and I definitely want to get to it. And then she also sent me Do You Dream of Terra-Two by Temi O. This is a sci-fi, I believe an adult novel, I could be wrong, but I'm very excited to get to it. Again, I don't know too much about it. It is something about people, adults and teenagers, traveling to Terra-Two, but one thing that got to me about it, it says it will take the team 23 years to reach Terra-Two. 23 years locked in close quarters. 23 years with no one to rely on but one another. 23 years with no rescue possible should something go wrong. And something always goes wrong. I really, really want to get to this one as well. I love sci-fi. Like, if you were going to ask me what my favorite genre actually is, sci-fi. And I'm very, very excited for it. Then the next 2 books I have here are from Rye's Reading Corner. Again, absolutely love her and her channel. Definitely go check her out. She loves Gilmore Girls so much, and that is definitely something I can connect to. Yes, go check her out. But she sent me 2 adult novels. One is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This is the only Riley Sager that is out currently that I have not read yet. And a lot of people seem to absolutely love this one. It has something to do with a house sitter, I believe it is, and I definitely need to get to it. Rye says she wants to buddy read this, so yes, Rye, if you want to tell me what month you're free, let's definitely do this, because I don't think I've ever actually buddy read a thriller, but I think that could be very fun trying to like piece it together ourselves before we actually figure it out. And then she also sent me The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I know this is technically more literary fiction, or at least that's where it's usually shelved in the bookstore, but there's something about this that seems very, very intriguing, and it's mostly because there is some sort of library involved. Between life and death, there is a library. Up until now, Nora Seed's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels she has let everyone down, including herself. But things are about to change. When she finds herself in the Midnight Library, she has a chance to make things right. The books in the Midnight Library enable Nora to live as if she had done things differently. Each one contains a different life, a possible world in which she made different choices that played out in an infinite number of ways, affecting everyone she knew, as well as many people she never met. With the help of an old friend, she can now undo every decision she regrets as she tries to work out her perfect life. But things aren't always what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. Before time runs out, she must answer the ultimate question, what is the best way to live? Again, library type of thing, but the fact that it's also almost like multiple timelines, multiple alternate realities, almost like she gets to relive certain decisions, I'm very, very intrigued. Then this next stack we have here is going to be from Ashley from Bookish Realm. She is amazing. She reads so many diverse books, and she has a daughter who is right around Presley's age, so we definitely connect on that level. But again, thank you for the books. But the first one we have here is going to be Keeper of the Lost Cities, Exile by Shannon Messenger. This is the second book in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. I read the first one in November, absolutely loved it, and so this was another one that I desperately, desperately wanted from my wish list. I don't think I actually put it in my wish list video because she sent it to me really early on in December, so I hadn't filmed that yet, but I'm so excited to have this. It is a middle grade fantasy series. They're thick chunker books, but they're so quick to read. I got absorbed completely into the first one, and I'm ready to do that again. She also sent me the first volume of Fables by Bill Willingham. This is a comic series that has tons of bind-up volumes, which is the reason I have not started it yet. But it is based on like nursery rhymes and fairy tales and like the characters from those books. I'm very curious to start this. I believe it's also a little bit like crime noir-ish in here. It's darker. It's definitely for mature readers, but I'm very excited for this. This is one of those books that like every single time she mentioned it on her channel, I was like, I need to get to Fables. And so she sent me the first volume. Thank you so much. And then she also sent Presley a couple books. We have The King of Kindergarten by Derek Barnes, and we also have We're Different, We're the Same, and We're All Wonderful from Sesame Street. I don't know if there's a specific author on this or not. The Sesame Street ones usually don't. Any book that people have sent for Presley, we've definitely read at least a couple times already. These are absolutely adorable. Presley's not even 1.5 yet, so he's not even ready for kindergarten, but the story and the art is so cute. Like, I feel like he's gonna be extra ready by the time we actually get there. And then this is Sesame Street, and it's all about how we have differences, but we're all the same. So like even just starting here, it says we're different, our noses are different, and like the art style is gorgeous. And it says we're the same, our noses are the same, they breathe and sniff and wheeze and whiff. I love it when they rhyme, but it's just super adorable. It's all about the differences and the similarities. So like the different look, I guess, of body parts, but how they all do the same thing. And then the next one that I have here is going to be from Allie from Read by Allie. She, again, is one of the first people I actually started talking to on BookTube this year when I really got into like book Twitter stuff. I love her channel. She's the reason I got into Keeper of the Lost Cities because it's one of her favorite middle grade series. And so she sent me the third one, which is Keeper of the Lost Cities Everblade, again by Shannon Messenger. I'm just so happy to have books 2 and 3. This is like 7, 8, 9 books longer now. I don't actually know, but I'm very excited to probably marathon books 2 and 3 because, like I said, they're thick chunker boys, but super easy to get into and very quick reads. Then I also have City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. This one was sent to me by Jessie from The Bookish Mom. She did a Schwabtober in October where she basically read all of Victoria Schwab's books, V.E. Schwab's books, and really enjoyed it. I think V.E. Schwab is like one of her new favorite authors, and this is a middle grade from her, and I'm very excited to have it. She really enjoyed this. I think it sounds amazing. Ever since Cass almost drowned, okay, she did drown, but she doesn't like to think about it. She can pull back the veil that separates the living from the dead and enter the world of spirits. Her best friend is even a ghost. Things get even stranger when Cass's parents start hosting a TV show about the world's most haunted places. The family heads off to Edinburgh, Scotland, where graveyards, castles, and secret passageways teem with restless phantoms. And when Cass meets a girl who shares her gift, she realizes how much she still has to learn about the veil and herself. and she'll have to learn fast. The city of ghosts is more dangerous than she ever imagined. So yes, another middle grade, fantasy, paranormal. I'm so excited. Then I have You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson and Sleigh by Brittany Morris. These were sent to me very, very kindly by Michelle Reads YA. She also has a son around Presley's age, and so again, we connected a lot that way, but she also reads really interesting books. These are two that I have been desperately wanting to read in 2020. Didn't quite get around to it, but I think she actually read them in 2020 and really enjoyed them, so she sent them my way. Thank you so much. I actually, spoiler alert for my January TBR, I'm going to be reading this in January, so stay tuned for that. But this is a book about a black girl game programmer. I love video games, and so I'm very curious to see about this one. And this one is about a girl running for prom queen, I believe it is, and I think this is also sapphic. So again, very, very excited. Next, this one was sent to me by Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. We buddy read a book this last year in 2020, and that I think pulled us even closer because I've always liked her and her channel, and we talked a lot, but that whole experience of really getting in deep into a book and talking every day about it was such a good experience. So thank you so much, one, for the experience, Olivia Savannah, but also for the book. This is a sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which I actually read at the beginning of 2020. Somehow does not feel like I actually read it in 2020. It feels like probably like 2019. That's how long this year's been. But I actually read it in 2020, really loved it, gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and just never actually picked up the sequel. I think this is one she read in 2020, gave 5 stars, and so sent my way. And I'm so excited to get to it. The first one is a retelling sort of thing of Beauty and the Beast, but our main girl character of Harper also has cerebral palsy, so I thought that was a great addition. I personally liked the rep in it, although I'm not the best judge of that, but it was so good. Then we have Velocity Weapon by Megan E. O'Keefe. This was sent to me from Lena from Sufficiently Advanced Lena. Lena and I share a love of Mass Effect and Dragon Age, and I believe this one is one that reminds her a little bit of like that Mass Effect found family space opera sort of stuff, and I'm so excited to get to this. So thank you so much. Like I said before, am in love with sci-fi. And this says, the last thing Sandra remembers is her gunship breaking up around her as her evac pod expanded, sealing her away for salvage medics to pick up. She expected to awaken in friendly hands, patched up and patched back into a new gunship. Instead, she wakes up 230 years later on an empty enemy starship, the Light of Berossus, or as he prefers to be called, Barrow. The war is lost, the star system is dead. But is that the full story? After all, in the vastness of space, anything is possible. Again, so excited. I love sci-fi stuff. So ready. And then the last person that sent me gifts sent me these. These are from Sasha from Well Read and Half Dead. Again, I will leave her channel link down below. I'm so thankful for these. The one that she sent Presley is Antiracist Baby. This is by Ibram X. Kendi. We've already read this. Again, like I said, I absolutely love the messages it has in here. The fact that we do get to see multiple different races of babies in here. Oh, so good. And then for me, she sent me Kings of the Wyld by Nicholas Ames. This is another one that she would like to buddy read with me. And yes, please hit me up. We definitely need to buddy read this. This is a fantasy about older protagonists. I don't fully know how old, but basically they were mercenaries when they were younger, and they have since disbanded, but they are now getting the band back together because one of their daughters is missing, and I've heard it's also sort of humorous, and I'm just very excited for it. Now we're gonna move into the things that I bought for myself. So the first one I have here is Blue Flag Volume 5 by Kaito. This is a manga series that I started this year because they started coming out in English this year that I absolutely freaking love. I've given every single volume 5 out of 5 stars, except for this one, only because it focused a little bit too much on a side character that I just don't care about as much, and I think it meandered a little bit too much. I will talk about it more in my wrap-up, but I absolutely love this series. It is a great series about kids in high school that are sort of figuring out relationships. We have a love quadrangle in this, which I'm still very curious to see how it's actually going to end. I love this series so much, I had to pick up the next one. Then I have Bear With Me by Lucy Eden. I pre-ordered this, even though I've never read any other Lucy Eden before, but I'm in love with these illustrated covers. This art style right here is amazing, and so I had to pick it up. This is a novella-sized romance, I believe between like a social media influencer and a lumberjack. Like she like goes up to a cabin in the woods. I don't know much else, but I'm very, very excited for it. Then I have Something is Killing the Children Volume 1 and Volume 2 by James Tinian IV. Volume 1 is one that I read earlier this year as an e-arc, absolutely loved, and so I had to pick up Volume 2. This is about a town where something is killing the children, and this girl here is like a monster hunter, and she comes to try to kill the monster. It is very dark, very bloody and gory. Starts off... Presley's playing with Daddy. Starts off really like into that blood and gore quite quickly, but so much fun. I really enjoyed the first one, need to read the second one. Next, I have To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. This is an adult sci-fi by the author of Aragon, which I read like the first 3 books when I was very young, like when they were first coming out. Never finished the series. I might have to see about that eventually because like I'm curious again, but yeah, adult sci-fi. I actually don't know much about this one. It was on sale when I purchased it, so like I had to get it. And this just on the back says, space holds countless secrets. She just found the deadliest one. Again, I don't know much. Ooh. The end papers are gorgeous. Did I not realize how pretty this book is? I didn't. But yeah, adult sci-fi. I don't fully need more than that. Then I also have Riffs and Refrains by Daphne Perry. This is the second book in the Hush Note series. I now own all 3 because I could not help myself. My Barnes & Noble is the Barnes & Noble I used to work at before I had Presley, and so one of my previous coworkers / friends really loved self-published indie romance, and so she had them all in Barnes & Noble. We couldn't find the second one day, so I had to come back for it. That's why I actually hauled books 1 and 3 in November, and this one in December. But they are rock star romances. This one specifically is following the drummer, which I believe is a female. So I think she is the only rock star who's a girl. The other 2 are like the rock stars are guys, but I'm very excited for this. Then I have Less by Andrew Sean Greer. This is another more literary fiction title that has just been on my radar for a while, and I'm curious about it. It was on sale around like a week or 2 ago, probably leading up to Christmas, and so yeah, I had to pick it up. It's not very long, which is a bonus. Basically, this is about a guy who is a writer, and his ex-boyfriend sent a wedding invitation to him because he's getting married, and he basically wants to skip town and skip all of his responsibilities. So he accepts every single writer's retreat, workshop, anything possible to get out of town. And then it does say that it's basically an around the world in 80 days Fantasia. So we shall see about this. Again, it always has really good reviews. It is more literary fiction than my personal tastes, but I picked it up. Then we have For Better or Cursed by Kate Williams. This is the second book in the Babysitter's Coven series that I really, really enjoyed the first book of last year in 2019. And so I actually pre-ordered this one that was supposed to come out, I want to say August or September. But because of COVID, it got moved back to December. So that's why I'm hauling it now. It is the second book in that series. It is like the Babysitter's Club with witches. I really, like I said, enjoyed the first one, so I wanted the second one. Then I also have Remember Me by Chelsea Bobolsky. This one I actually picked up based on a recommendation from Coley from Coley Reads. I will leave her channel linked down below as well. But this is some sort of like paranormal ghost type story, and it just sounded super intriguing. It is a hardcover, but it was on sale around leading up to the holidays, so I had to pick it up. And then finally, before we get into our Owlcrate, I picked up Qualityland by Mark Uwe Kling. This is actually going to be a buddy read with like my best friend in the entire world in January. We talked about it in my January TBR, and I'm super, super excited for this. This is almost like a speculative fiction, what if Amazon took over the world, became a country sort of thing. I'm very curious. It is originally from German and has been translated into English in this version for me. It is supposed to sort of be humorous and sarcastic and funny, and I'm very, very excited for this one as well. And then finally, we have our December Owlcrate. So this month's theme was Love is a Battlefield, and I know what book's in it because they don't post spoilers exactly on Owlcrate, but they do give us hints with like what the book is about, and as soon as I read their sort of synopsis for this book, I knew exactly what it was, and I actually hauled it last month, so as soon as I got an email about this box that was like reminding us what the theme was, I was like, oh crap. And so I took that book back, so it's not going to be in an unhaul because I didn't want to unhaul it, I desperately want to read it, but I have a copy in this box, so this is going to be a little bit of a duplicate from last month, but it's an Owlcrate version. So first of all, here is our art for the Love is a Battlefield box. It is a little bit bent, but oh well. Lots of wormy papers everywhere. But the first thing that we have in here are Dame and Chaucer leg warmers. I don't think I fully know what that means, but I'm loving the detailing and everything. So we have like the buttons there, and they're just leg warmers, so they are going to be just for your legs, no socks. These are very soft though, and I love the like knitted pattern on them. And apparently that's Serpent and Dove. I have not read that one. Here is going to be our pin, which is going to be a spoiler for the book, but like, gorgeous pin. And this was created by Iron and Ink Designs. I will leave the artist link down below as well. Okay, Owlcrate exclusive Juniper and Ivy designs in this bag. Oh, cute. Little wooden ornament. And it says, some things do not have to be said, love speaks for itself. That's really adorable. Which is from the Wrath and the Dawn. I have not read that either. Ooh, is this a candle? No. Peppermint Woods hand cream. Ooh. So Ice and Shadows is what it is called. And it's from Fiction Bath Co. Okay, pepperminty, but not too pepperminty. That's actually a really nice thing to have. Ooh, and then we have a puzzle, which is, the text is upside down on mine. Dance Under the Stars with Leia and Elias at the Enchanting Moon Festival. Artwork by Tiarle Homedou. I'm so sorry about that. And this is from An Ember in the Ashes. I have not read that either. How come I have not read any of these? Next, something in this little box here. Decorative rolling pin. Use this embossed rolling pin to add beautiful wintry decorative elements to your sugar cookies, gingerbread, and ice cream. Interesting. Designed with Love by Michelle Gray. Okay, so a little decorative rolling pin. Oh, this is cute. It's very fine designs. Can we even see these? They're like very delicate designs on there. So I'm very curious to see how that would work. I don't do much cookie dough stuff. I did shortbread this year for Christmas, but I don't think this would necessarily work on shortbread. But it has like flowers and branches and trees, like Christmas trees. Very, very cute. And we are down to our book. Okay, so we do have our little letter from the author here. And here we have These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. Like I said, I actually purchased this book in November, took it back to the bookstore once I realized we were getting it in this box because I desperately wanted it. Now I have it. This, one thing I'm noticing, I can definitely tell more in camera than in person. It has a like dark green background instead of black. The original one has a black background after all like the dagger and roses and the words. This one is green. It's much darker in person, so like what you're seeing on camera is more noticeable. But I'm very, very excited because it is Owlcrate version. It will be signed. Ooh, okay. So under our dust jacket, like the naked hardcover, it's like a gold color. We did have a dagger on the other one, but I think it's been switched. It was a black book with like a gold dagger, and this is gold with a black dagger. So that is very, very exciting. And then, because they've been doing this lately with Owlcrate, we have art underneath the actual dust jacket. So reversible dust jacket art. It is so cool. I love it when they do this. Very, very nice. And then for this book, I'm not going to read the synopsis. I don't want to know too much about it, but basically what I do know about it, it is a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in 1920s Shanghai with mobsters, I believe it is, but there's also potentially like an actual monster. I'm so excited. And then that is it. This is probably a longer video than I was really hoping for, but my friends were so generous this month. Thank you again so much for all the Christmas presents. I love you guys so much. And then we have books that I bought myself because I couldn't help myself, and Owlcrate, because Owlcrate. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Mondays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. So I will see you then. Bye!